Hi everyone, if you're new to our channel, I'm Paul.
And I'm Hayla. Today is our vegan treat of the week and we're going to be showing you how to do that step by step.
We also put the recipe in the description below. So for this week's video, we're going to be making some vegan mac and cheese pies. Let's get started. You can catch the recipe in the description below.
Or you can catch these hands.
Jesus.
And now, 10-ounce bag of macaroni, 2 cups of vegan cheese, any kind, 1/4 cup cashew milk, 1/2 cup to boil with the cheese, 2 tablespoons nutritional yeast flakes, 1 tablespoon lemon juice, salt to taste, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, pinch of cayenne, and a pinch of paprika.
Once you have all the ingredients you need, you're going to preheat the oven to 375 degrees.
Add salt to 3 cups of water and bring to a boil.
Once the water starts to boil, you're going to add in those dry macaronis. We boiled the macaroni for about 3 minutes so they become al dente.
Next, combine your cashew milk and your cheese with your cayenne and your garlic powder and your lemon juice, your yeast flakes, optional chili flakes, and your paprika.
Strain your pasta with some cold water and put it aside. Pour the extra 1/2 cup of cashew milk into a pot. You're going to add your cheeses into it so you can melt the cheeses together. Go ahead and add that pasta in. Mix it in really well.
Prepare the board so that you can spread out your dough and you don't get it stuck to the board. And be as extra as possible when spreading it out onto the board because the more flour, the better, trust me.
Flour up your rolling pin, spread out your dough, and make sure to get it nice and flat, not too thin and not too thick.
Now, use this really cool technique with any bowl that's circular, depending on the shape that you want for it. Press it really hard and firmly onto the dough, and then use a knife to cut around it, leaving you with a perfect circle.
Go ahead and spoon the macaroni into the pie and try to keep it all into the center as much as you can. Fold the left and right halves together, then the bottom and top halves, making sure to keep all the edges tight.
For this optional and very fattening wash on your vegan macaroni and cheese pie,
Gonna go ahead and put some parchment paper on that baking sheet, spray it so the pies don't stick. And you're gonna slap those bad pups in the oven for about 15 minutes. Go ahead and put a timer for 7 minutes, and you're gonna go ahead and flip the pies until they're golden brown. So while those vegan mac and cheese pies are in the oven cooking, we're gonna go ahead and discuss the healthcare, giving you an update on what's happening and stuff. So yeah, so go ahead, Hayla, and tell me what's been going on. What is this bill all about?
So let me just start with what is actually happening. The vote was supposed to be yesterday. They kept negotiating, and then Trump said, okay, no more negotiations, you gotta vote for this.
Jeez.
And so he pushed them to vote for it. They said, okay, we're calling a vote for the House of Representatives, and they called a vote, and they said yes. So this afternoon, earlier today, they called a vote for the Senate. They were going to call a vote. They were going to call a vote.
Like they were going to build a wall, just call it off kind of thing.
Yeah, right? That they were running around trying to get people hey man, you gotta vote yes on the bill.
On Twitter, they sent an email out. Can you believe the Trump administration sent emails out? Oh, do you stand with President Trump? First of all, but all biases aside, if a presidential person has to say hey, do you stand with me? That's kind of like saying vote for me for class president. Do you stand with me? Am I that problematic?
And so the time was coming, and Paul Ryan's oh my god, Daddy Trump, what do I do? There's not enough people voting for this. Take it back,
And he was really nonchalant about that. That was actually kind of sketch.
You should watch the clip of him talking in the White House. He's
the CNN one, right?
Yeah.
That one? Yeah, with the shaky camera.
It was NBC. NBC's
yeah. The cinematography was all bad. What does this mean for us? What does this mean that Obamacare is going to keep on going? I know Bernie Sanders said something about that. Do you have that quote?
He said the defeat of the disastrous Trump-Ryan healthcare bill is a major victory for working families and everyone who stood up in opposition. I know we're trying to stay neutral, talk about both sides, but we just praised Bernie Sanders. I just can't help it. I just love Bernie Sanders.
He would have been great.
604.
Moving from an opposition party to a governing party comes with growing pains, and we're feeling those growing pains today.
They kind of scrambled to fix it. I know they felt like that was kind of their last chance, and I respect that they want to fix it because there's a lot of people without healthcare, and that's fair to say. We have to look at Like, who's going to be benefited? Maybe our premiums go up, but more people have healthcare. So it's kind of a trade-off, you know.
It's more of a socialist idea, which does help out at this point. So why is it important for us and people in our 20s to know about this stuff? I feel like it's really good to be politically aware and socially aware of what's going on around you, because we are the next generation that's going to eventually replace the baby boomers things.
I think it's important too, because just what you said, and then at some point we are going to be paying our own health care when we start working. So it's kind of important you start young and you start watching things and you start making opinions and you start saying, hey, I know about that. And then, you know, you can go with your friends and you'll be like, hey, I know what's going on. You need to know what you're fighting for. You know, your rights could be taken away at any moment.
Always know your rights. Well, with that being said, we should go check on those pies, right?
Yeah, they're probably just about ready now. Okay, those pies should be ready to take out of the oven. Now, just let them cool, and then you'll be all set up to take some Instagram selfies. Like our video, please subscribe.
Thank you again. Hopefully, we can see you soon.
Yeah, hopefully if we don't see you later, we'll see you on the next vegan treat of the week.
That's gonna be hella editing.